in one of my primary influences that I draw from is Sirach and its offshoots, and specifically the Tuar's lineage, and the basic Langkah used in that training is Tiga, which, if you look over here, the red triangle, this is actually Tiga. It's just this one triangle. When I was developing AGPS, I wanted to be able to fit all my jurus on my basic platform, on my basic Langkah, and they don't fit on a single Tiga. So what I wound up doing was combining 4 Tigas into a double diamond shape, and that allows me to walk through all 7 of my jurus on this Langkah, and it turned out very well. But this is an expansion of the Tiga. I don't claim it's any better or anything. It just suits my purposes better than the single Tiga. But it teaches the same basic things. In the expansion, it adds a few other things that you can't learn on the basic Tiga, have to learn in other places traditionally. The Foundation Langkah on this is the blue diamond here, and I know this with all this is all 5 of the Langkahs I use in one pattern, and I know it can be a little confusing. It's what we have right now to work with. So I'm going to start in the middle of this pattern, and I'm going to have my, it's just like the walking Langkah, if you look at that video. I want to have the center of my foot in the middle of that diamond, and Kurumati. Then I'm going to step out to that point here, and a little bit of adjust, it's walking Langkah again. Then I'm going to pivot, and ideally when I pivot, it's on the center of my feet. So I don't want to, if I pivot on my heels, I end up shifting way to the left. If I pivot on my toes, I end up shifting way to the right. I want to pivot on the center and stay basically where I am. And throughout this, I am also working to maintain that basic structure I discussed in the walking Langkah video as well, with the straight line from crown of head to heel, and my center line going down the line of intention where I currently am aimed. So from the pivot, I do a sapu. So I'm going to reach out with my rear foot, in this case my right foot, and lay it on that third point of that triangle, and I want heel down, toes up. So I turn my hips here. You'll notice that it causes a little bit of a turn in my standing foot as well. And then I set my foot on this third point of the triangle where I just swept through. And now I'm at position 3. From here I'm going to do a simpak, which a little basic terminology is when I pick up one of my feet, I've got a base leg and a floating leg. Simpak is the floating leg stepping behind the base leg. So I'm going to simpak onto the other triangle, or other diamond. So I step back in simpak, and at this point my center should have shifted about 45 degrees to my left. So then I unwind and go down to a knee. Come back up and pivot again. Again, ideally on the center of the feet. Then I'm going to beset, and beset is the backwards foot drag. So I beset down this line. Then I pivot again. And the carpet is not cooperating with me. And then sapu. And then pivot. And draw my foot back, and that ends the right side lead of this. Now I'm in left lead, so I go the other way. And step, pivot, sapu, Simbach, pivot to the knee, stand up, pivot, beset, pivot, sapu, and pivot. Then draw back to kumati and finish.